guys, how's it going and welcome back. Baby Taylor. This is the BT1 Baby Taylor. I picked this up actually today from Long McQuaid. They brought it in for me from one of the other local stores nearby because they didn't have one in stock in a lefty, but they did have a righty that I played on. And I've been kind of, for the last while, thinking, you know, I'm getting a little tired of hauling around one of my heavier acoustics, because by the time you get a hard shell case in there and whichever acoustic I'm going to take to the jammers, weight adds up, you know. And I also wanted something that had some volume output too, but also being small, lightweight, and portable. And I've looked into the Baby Taylors off and on for a while. I've seen a lot of people really like this model, and there's also a little bit bigger brother to this one too in a Baby Taylor, and it is a little bit more money, but I thought, you know, I kind of want to keep the price reasonable, and this is just under $500 before tax, and thought, well, that's kind of enough, because I am planning on buying a Taylor Koa Deluxe, which actually matches the color of my Les Paul, and that's for next year though. And anyways, so in the meantime, I wanted something just portable, non-electric, to take to the jammers. Now, what's the jammers? That's called the Powassan Jammers. So if you're watching my video, which I know I have a lot of subscribers that are actually in my area, as well as North Bay and so on. Powassan Jammers, we meet once a month at 250 Clark Street. And a bunch of us guys, we have our acoustics with us. We have a bass player, which electric of course, and we have another gentleman that also comes with an electric guitar. I've taken one of my electrics before, but I find it a lot less hassle just bringing an acoustic. But I wanted something, you know, just even something that's not even amplified. So there's no electronics in this one. I was looking at a Martin backpacker, and but then I played on the other one that was at Long McQuaid, and you know, it's kind of got a baseball neck to it, right? And mind you, it is cheaper, and it is pretty loud too. You know, plays nice even with a thicker neck, but I still, you know, it's like, oh, can you get me one? And there was like none left in any Long McQuaid store anywhere in Canada. All the lefties that were ordered by other people, well, they got picked up and ran out again. So, and Martin doesn't ship during the winter, so it's like, I'm not waiting till the spring for this. I want something now. And so I went into the acoustic room and tried out a couple of guitars that were smaller size. Martin has one actually like this too, that's an electric acoustic, and the price wasn't bad either, but of course no lefty in stock, and I didn't even bother as far as asking if there was one at another store, because I didn't want electric acoustic anyways in something small, just straight acoustic. And the Martin, though it was nice in the same sort of style as this, is kind of like, you know, the Taylors are nice, and I really like the Taylors. I have a Martin, don't get me wrong, I like Martin. I have a Martin, I've got a Fender, I've got a Takamine. They're all awesome guitars, and they all have their purpose, but so does this one too. And this one comes with a really nice gig bag as well. Very nice, well padded, it's going to keep it warm too. And throw it over your back and away you go. It's got a nice little pouch there to store a bunch of junk in. So anyways, it does have a solid spruce top on this too. And it's also an arch design, archback design. So there's no framing on the bottom. You know, there is framing on the top obviously, but there's not that usual framing on the bottom. There's absolutely no binding. The top and the bottom and everything are all like one, you know what I mean? It's really kind of cool actually. I love the style of this. I'm not sure about the back, if that's actually a binding or not, or if it's part of the actual wood. But the top is definitely, it's all right to the edge, right? It does have a strap pin here as well as one back here. Now you'll notice there's no neck heel on this either. That's something that is actually quite nice when you think about it, because I can get up and play all the higher frets, where if you have a neck heel even on something this small, it's going to be a little cramped unless you got like really long fingers, right? But this also has a neck a lot like an electric guitar. It's very thin, so you can like wrap your whole hand around this. Like I can pretty much, well, yep, I can touch, so no problem. So even someone with small hands can play this. Being a 3/4 size too, it's kind of comfy. Even for the fret spacing, doing bar chords is still really simple. and it does have medium jumbo frets on it, so you don't really need to put a lot of pressure. The action height is actually pretty okay. I wish it was a little bit lower, but I am not doing anything to this until it is, you know, paid off. Once it is, then I'm going to lower the bridge actually, probably about a 1/2 millimeter is about all I get to play with, really. Well, actually I got almost 2 millimeters, but I'll probably shave it down about a 1/2 mil after it's paid off. I got this on my account at Long McQuaid, so anyways, the design of the neck too is also bolt-on. Now this is something I looked at a number of videos, and one guy for sure did not realize that this is a bolt-on neck, and I told him that is a bolt-on neck. You know, it's just, it bolts from the top. So you got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16th fret. The 16th fret is bolted on with 2 screws, boom, right in there. Does have a truss rod as well, so you can adjust your neck if you need to. The cut on the nut is really good. The strings just sit really beautifully inside the nut. The fretboard on this, if I remember correctly, was ebony. So very nice fretboard. No binding on the fretboard either, as you can be able to see that there's actually no binding. You can see the fret ends, which is good. Frets are well done. I mean, there's no sharp edges, no burrs, nothing. Just nice and smooth. Got small tuners, of course, being a smaller guitar, you know, and that's mainly just the heads, because those are full-size tuners, but just with the smaller heads on them. Makes it a lot easier, you know. Yeah, it's a very likable instrument. It looks cool. It projects rather well, and the nice thing about an archback is it helps it to project more volume. So even though my Takamine is a little obnoxious, hopefully this isn't as obnoxious, but we'll see anyways. So I'm going to just play a few little things here and there for you guys to get an idea what this thing sounds like. Now I'm recording all this too on my Sony Handycam camcorder. It's got stereo mics, blah, blah, blah. You're going to get the room acoustics in here, you know, so you're going to get natural stuff, no miking any of this up, okay? Now, the Alexo nanowebs on this are also an 1152, and I bought D'Addario 1152s for replacement because I do like the D'Addarios, but I also love these too, but these are a lot more expensive, right? But we'll see eventually what the D'Addarios sound like. So it does have some very brightness to it, but that's the Elixir Nanowebs that are very bright strings. They stay bright for actually a long time. I've used Elixir Nanowebs before, and they're really good strings, though they didn't last so long on my tack. I think I got maybe 6 months out of a set on my tack. They are a very nice sounding string. So what I want to do quick is a little bit of a comparison in sound and volume output. And just to give a judge between them, just tell me what you guys think about how loud you think this thing is compared to larger guitars. So going to the next body size up, we've got my Fender. Okay. Now this is, of course, is a full-size guitar, but body size wise. That's the Fender. Feel free to replay the video to re-listen to these all. And Martin. And we shall get out Mr. Obnoxious, the Takamine. Now this is probably the loudest guitar in my collection for acoustics. Back to the Taylor. So that concludes all my oh no, it doesn't actually. I got one more acoustic left, and that would be my Cort, which is also an archback. Forgot about this one for a minute. This is also my only right-handed guitar. Find this one pretty loud because it's also an archback as well. So that's all my acoustics for sure. I'm not going to bother grabbing my wife's, but anyways. I like the sound of this. It's very bright. It's very comfortable. Like, it's just so light. It's like there's nothing there, you know. It's really nice. I got a few straps left on the wall, so I have to pick one for this one. Don't know what I'm going to choose. Anyways. But I wanted something, like I said, traveling friendly, portable, without having a lot of weight to it. And just for, you know, mainly taking to the jammers thing, or if I just want to go mess around outside, you know, I can take any of my guitars actually, you know, for whatever I want, but, you know, just something lightweight, portable, just to kick back with, and, you know, I can even sit on the couch with this thing comfortably, where a large guitar is not as comfortable to sit on the couch with, where this thing, I can just kind of like basically, you know, slouch into the couch and play all I want, right? So it plays nice. It's comfortable, and even for the size of it, you know, I mean, this is. I don't generally promote expensive guitars for kids because this is technically as expensive. It's just under 500 Canadian, which is a lot of money to spend even on a child for a guitar. Now, if the kid has the experience, then okay, you know, buy them something like this. But otherwise, not for a beginner, I would say. You know, but that's just the way I think. You know, it's my programming, I guess. But you know, it is a good kid size guitar, especially. I will say that. You know, and but you do have to fit any child to a guitar properly, especially in the body on an acoustic. It's very critical that they get the right size. This is, you know, even though my arm sits down a lot lower, I mean, this is still comfortable though. No qualms with this thing whatsoever. Nothing's perfect, we know that, so for the star rating people out there, nothing is perfect. The tuners are really nice and smooth. I tuned this up just before firing up the video, and they are really nice and silky smooth. I like that. I like the fact that it's got strap lock on both ends. Some guitars don't actually come with the strap lock down in here. They usually just have the one, and then it's like you got to pay to have somebody stick another one in, or, well, in my case, I do it myself, but I'm glad that they actually, you know, are on board and put one on each end. That's good. The arch style is actually quite comfortable, you know, even though you've got this, you know, bubble back or arch back, it's actually quite comfortable. Even my Court being an arch back, very comfortable to play, you know. As far as finger picking goes, it's not bad. The spacing is a little tight, but not bad. So I like it. I think it's a pretty cool guitar. I'm glad I bought it. It's definitely a keeper in my books, you know, and you guys know I go through a lot of gear. But this is definitely a keeper for sure, along with my other guitars I have right now. I really like it. I think it's nice. It's comfy. I love the neck on it. I love the sound, you know, and the nano webs are really bright strings. Some guys don't like bright. I used to be a real anti-bright guy myself at one time. Right up until I got the Taylor 314 CE that you'll see on my channel. It's one I don't have anymore. I just couldn't afford to keep it. Long story, but it doesn't matter. The 314 had the Uxor nano webs, and I really love the sound of those strings on a Taylor. I tried, you know, a little brighter strings on the Martin, and they're good, you know. So now I run D'Addario 1152s on all my acoustics. Not the nano webs from Elixir, obviously, at $18 a pack Canadian. Ouch! Eventually, maybe. This guitar, I did get 2 packs of D'Addarios. I may yet just, you know, go out and get some more Elixirs. We'll see how long the Elixirs last on this, though. But I really dig the sound, but I really like to know what the D'Addarios are going to be like. And they're not coated D'Addarios that I picked up. They're just regular D'Addario 1152s. And if they sound just as good, then I'll stick with the D'Addarios. I like this so you don't have to kind of do this. You know, you can just one finger. guitar. Really pleased with it. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. But if you're looking for something very small, I'm not going to say inexpensive because almost 500 Canadian before taxes, not cheap. You know, but hey, you're getting a really quality built instrument, that's for darn sure. And you're going to pay for that too, right? And I really do dig the design of no neck heel here. And I love the fact that, you know, it's like bolted on. That was one of the things I was pointing out to one of the managers at Long McQuay that I really liked about this bolt-on neck system is, you know, if you had to do a refret job, it's usually a pain in the neck on acoustics because a lot of acoustics just don't come apart, right? And generally when a refret's done on an acoustic, it stays together, assembled to do that, right? This, you can pull the neck right off and, you know, just take the neck away and do your refret and away you go and screw it back on. That's it, you're finished, right? That's cool. Nice design, really like it. I think though with the bridge pins, these are plastic. I can tell they're plastic just by the feel. I'm going to get some Taylor ebony pins because that will actually tone this down just a bit. You know, and it's also a quality thing with me. I'm kind of picky. I have this thing about wood bridge pins. But I do have Taylor bridge pins on my Martin, ebony ones, and they're really good. I really like the sound of them on there, so it does make a difference. But to look up the full specs on this, you know, check out the Long McQuade website or check out the Taylor website. Just type in, you know, Taylor BT1 specs. Find out about all the wood on this. I didn't really want to get into that on this video, other than the fact that it is a solid spruce top, you know. But thanks for watching, and hey, you'll definitely hear this thing being played in some future videos. Meantime, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Ciao.